Hi everyone. In the last video, I talked about basics of satellite communication. In this video, I am going to present the details about various satellite transponders. Transponder is a transceiver. Transponder is the main part of communication subsystem of a satellite. The transmitter receiver combination in satellite is known as transponder. It acts as RF amplifier. The typical communication satellite have 12 or 24 or more number of transponders. The main functions of the transponder are receives the uplink frequency from the transmitting earth station, amplify the received signal and translate into downlink frequency. Again amplification is done and downlink signals are transmitted to the receiving earth station. The transponder contains filters which are not only provide channelization but also help to eliminate the interference. A typical satellite transponder consists of receiving antenna, low noise amplifier, mixer, local oscillator, power amplifier and transmitting antenna. The uplink signal in case of C-band 6 GHz is picked up by receiving antenna. The uplink signal from the receiving antenna is amplified by low noise amplifier LNA and it is fed to the mixer. The purpose of the mixer is to down convert 6 GHz signal into 4 GHz signal. Mixer consists of multiplier followed by bandpass filter. Mixer multiplies these two signals 6 GHz signal and another signal 2 GHz signal generated by using local oscillator. When two signals are mixed, we get addition and difference of frequencies. That means at the output of the mixer we get 6 plus 2 GHz and 6 minus 2 GHz. 6 minus 2 GHz equal to 4 GHz signal is picked up by the bandpass filter. This is the downlink frequency. This downlink frequency is amplified by using power amplifier and then it is applied to transmitting antenna for further transmission towards the receiving earth station. There are number of transponders: single conversion transponder, double conversion transponder and regenerative transponder. Let us discuss in detail about single conversion transponder with the help of this block diagram. The uplink signal 6 GHz in case of C-band is picked up by the receiving antenna. The uplink signal from the receiving antenna is applied to LNA. It is amplified. Generally, we use gallium arsenide FET in LNA. After amplification, it is applied to the mixer where the other signal locally generated is also combined in this. These are used to translate the uplink signal 6 GHz to 4 GHz. Then it is applied to amplifier. The mixer output is then amplified again and fed to the bandpass filter. The purpose of bandpass filter is to allow only 4 GHz frequency range signals and to channelize the output and to eliminate the harmonics. The downlink signal which is generated at the output of bandpass filter is further amplified using high power amplifier. We generally use traveling wave tube as high power amplifier. And finally, it is applied to bandpass filter. It is further filtered by using bandpass filter to eliminate any harmonics present in this processed signal. The downlink signal retransmits toward the receiving earth station. Now let us discuss in detail about double conversion transponder. This system is similar to single conversion transponder, but there is a difference. Double frequency conversion is carried out in double conversion transponder. There are two mixers present here. The main advantage of double conversion transponder is that there is a great flexibility in filtering and amplification. Amplification and selectivity can be obtained very easily. The uplink signal is picked up by the antenna. It is amplified by using low noise amplifier and fed to the first mixer. The mixer translates the received RF signal into IF signal. Typically 70 MHz is the IF signal. The IF signal from the first mixer is fed to the IF amplifier for the purpose of amplifying that particular signal. The output of the IF amplifier is fed to another mixer which translates the IF signal into RF signal. That means that 70 MHz IF signal is converted into 4 GHz in case of C band, that is the RF signal. So the second mixer is providing us the downlink frequency. So the output of the second mixer is the downlink frequency. Then it is applied to band pass filter to eliminate the harmonics and allow only the downlink frequency. The high power amplifier is used to increase the signal level and fed to the band pass filter again for the purpose of eliminating any further harmonics. Finally, the transmitting antenna is used to send the signal towards towards receiving earth station. Let me summarize the points which we have discussed. Double conversion transponder is similar to the single conversion transponder, but there are two frequency conversions. The uplink signal is picked up by the antenna. It is amplified by using low noise amplifier initially. The amplified signal is fed to the first mixer. The mixer is translating it into an IF frequency. Typical IF values are 70 MHz or 150 MHz. The output of the first mixer is fed to IF amplifier, which provides high gain. The purpose of this IF amplifier is to provide greater selectivity for the signal, and it also provides high gain. The IF signal is fed to the second mixer, which is translating the IF signal into output frequency. That means the downlink frequency. Bandpass filter is used to eliminate unnecessary components present at the output of the mixer. High power amplifier increases the signal power. The output bandpass filter is also provided to filter the harmonics, that means to eliminate any harmonics intermodulation products that are generated in the system. The advantage of this particular double conversion transponder is there is greater flexibility in filtering. Amplification we can provide much more, and it is good having good selectivity, selecting our desired signal and rejecting the unwanted signals. And we will discuss the third one, the regenerative transponder. See the block diagram of the regenerative transponder. In single and double conversion transponders, we cannot really tell where the receiver ends and the transmitter begins. Whereas in regenerative transponder, we can know where the signal ends and where the signal begins. That means where the transmission begins. That means a demodulation is taking place and modulation is also taking place in the transponder itself. So this is the basic advantage of this particular system. So receiver end at the demodulator output and the transmitter begins as the modulator input. The uplink signal is amplified first. Observe here, the receiving antenna is picking up the signal, then it is applied to low noise amplifier. This signal is uplink frequency, it is amplified and frequency translated by using the mixer with the help of the local oscillator, and then it is demodulated for getting the baseband signal. The output of the demodulator is the baseband signal. What is the baseband signal? The original message signal such as voice or TV signal or digital data that we are transmitting from the transmitting earth station. The original signal is recovered at the demodulator. This baseband signal is fed to the modulator again after amplification along with the carrier. Modulator requires a carrier along with the carrier. Then it is modulated again. The signal is then amplified by using high power amplifier and filtered using band pass filter and then applied to the transmitting antenna for further transmission to the distant end. The advantage of regenerative transponder is it permits both the receiver and transmitter sections to be optimized. Less equipment. So we can provide amplification very easily. The circuit is simple and less expensive when compared with other types of systems. The overall signal to noise ratio can be